So Daniel is like one of the hardest grinders in the pro scene. Like there was definitely a time around like ninth grade that I completely shut everyone out. And it was rough. I mean, it gets lonely sometimes. Like you could play bad for 3 months and lose your job. It's super cutthroat. I wish I had like a normal high school job sometimes. Like I missed that. I missed like going to a bunch of like football games, and I missed a bunch of high school activity just because I was playing all these tournaments and putting all this time into Rocket League. Mental health is a ginormous thing in gaming. You look at G2, they finished second, and they kicked their worst player.
This is not a dream. If you just tuned in, you are witnessing the biggest Cinderella story that we have ever seen.
Chance for Retals. Oh my goodness! Starts with one, Retals, then two, Gyro, then back to Retals, to Arsenal. What a play by
Big
Retals.
bump for the Sonics to give themselves a Game 5 victory.
AXB spots Sypical out in front of the box and hits him.
Please welcome Retals to the SSG Rocket League.
He has Retals down in front. He sees Arsenal in the wing. He's got
Look at the
back.
passing.
Brings this pass to Retals. Back to Arsenal.
my
Unbelievable passing from Space Station Gaming. They picked him apart. Vamos to Sweden. Complexity advance. Arsenal to the back wall. Here comes Daniel. The shot at target. Oh, he beat AJ. 0 seconds. And so does LJ. He's only got 20. This one, does he poke it free? Daniel pokes it free. It's been completed. Space Station, a reverse sweep and a best of 7. It's Daniel again to come up clutch.
I'm ready when you are.
So, before you decided to become a pro Rocket League player, like, what did you have planned for the future?
So it's actually a funny story because, I mean, I was just like you. I was a 14-year-old kid, did school, normally played soccer, and it was kind of, Rocket League was just something I played on the side. It was just, I'd come home from school or I'd come home from soccer practice, I'd play a few hours with friends. And then it started to get a little bit more serious than that. I started competing in like small tournaments, small like $25, $10, $50 tournaments. And I loved it. And I kept playing and I kept playing. And eventually I entered a $200 tournament that I won. And this is like 14-year-old me. I was like going crazy. My parents didn't really understand it. But then I like started bringing home like a little bit more money. And they're like, okay, this is for real. And yeah, it just started like that. I was seriously just a normal middle schooler.
Once you get the income and your parents really start taking you more seriously.
Right. No, 100%.
Nice.
Yeah, because there would be days where I would like stay up super late when I had a school, or I would like miss a soccer practice. I'd be hurt or not feeling good. And it was seriously just like me wanting to dedicate more time to this Rocket League thing.
So, did becoming a pro player affect you in school? And if so, how?
So there's a lot of different pros will give you a lot of different versions of this question.
Yeah,
My parents kind of like they understood it. They understood that I was starting to make money, but rule number one in my household was always school. Like you always had to do your schoolwork no matter what. There'd be days where I would get home at 4 p.m. and I do not recommend this to anyone, but I'd get home at 4 p.m. from school and I'd stay up until 2, 3, 4 a.m., sleep for 3 or 4 hours, and then go back to school. And it was horrible. Like it was.
Wow.
My grades would start to drop. My parents were like, no, you can't do this. They would start like unplugging the internet at night, like stuff like that. It was always school first. I wouldn't say it affected it. I had like a few people in school like notice who I was because of the Rocket League stuff, and obviously all my close friends knew, but I don't think it really changed that much. I mean, a lot of people, like, I don't consider myself a celebrity. Other people would, but it's just like, I'm just a normal kid. I just play Rocket League and did school. I was just normal.
Play Rocket League for a living.
Yeah, right. It was just like, I played video games. Everyone plays video games.
Yeah.
I played video games in middle school. I just happened to make money from it, but just a normal kid.
So, how has investing so much time with practice and competing in tournaments affected your relationships with like family members and friends?
There was definitely a time around like 9th grade that I completely shut everyone out. And it was rough. I mean, it gets lonely sometimes because you're putting in so many hours, like 8, 10, 12-hour days. Like sometimes when you're just like, Rocket League, like, this is my goal. I want to go professional. This is what I have to do. And it sucks. I think I definitely over the last few years reconnected with a bunch of those people. And now my relationships are great with the people that I want to be close with. But there were days or times where, you know, you dedicate your life to something and it's hard to, you know, kind of keep those friendships with people. They're like, hey, like, want to hang out? Hey, want to hang out? Like, there's some sacrifices you have to make. Family, friends. Sometimes you won't make those, and you just need to understand that you're still friendly with them. There's nothing, they didn't do anything wrong. It's just you're chasing a dream, and sometimes, you know, sacrifices do need to be made.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I agree because, you know, sometimes you're busy, you get busy, you lose touch with friends, and sometimes it sucks.
At the same time, you need to keep those relationships. It's a huge, like, mental health is a ginormous thing in gaming, and keeping those relationships does help a lot.
So I kind of have a follow-up question.
Okay.
When you're not playing Rocket League, what are you usually doing?
Most of my friends now are at college. I graduated high school last June. So now a lot of my friends went off to college. Still pretty close, but 3, 4, 5 hours away. So when they're not back on break, I'm kind of just home stranded, you know, still living with my parents. And a lot of the time, there's times where you're just like, what am I doing? There's nothing here to do. So recently, working out has been a big thing. I think it's great for mental health as well. Yeah, and golfing as well. I've been picking up golfing, and it's actually a lot of fun. I'm horrible, but it's been a good time.
I have a lot of friends who are pretty good at golfing.
Yeah? It's fun.
Boring when you watch it on TV, but actually playing it, pretty fun.
It is fun, right?
Yeah. How has being a professional gamer affected your mental health? Good or bad ways?
Yeah, that's kind of one that, it's a tricky one.
Yeah, definitely.
Mental health is a interesting subject. There's a lot of different ways to take it. I think obviously having the more money and the more friends from being professional, like sometimes that's a bonus, but at the same time, like I said, like at the beginning when you're sacrificing so much of your life to play it, like there's so much stuff that I miss. Like, and it seems weird because, you know, I'm making all this money for being a professional, but like you do wish that, like, I wish I did like a normal high school job sometimes. Like I missed that. I missed like going to a bunch of like football games, and I missed a bunch of high school activity just because I was playing all these tournaments and putting all this time into Rocket League. At one point of me misses that, and like high school was a blast. Do not take it for granted. I know you haven't entered it yet. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, but I was in middle school too. So.
Yeah, it's just there was so much stuff that I wish I could do. Obviously, I can't do it anymore. However, there were so many friendships that I made that I wouldn't change it no matter what.
Yeah, So another follow-up question, obviously there's stress that comes with it. You're playing all these games, high stakes, because like, especially like the last split, like, the complexity game, I'm sure that was very
Right.
hard. How do you deal with stress like that or like that mentality?
Right. There's a lot of different ways to deal with it, but it's not like a normal job. Like these like esports in general, like you could play bad for 3 months and lose your job. It's super
Wow.
cutthroat. Like you need to be on top of your game at all times. Last split, we finished 6th, which wasn't great. We missed out on the LAN event, but it's just, again, you have to stay on top of it. There are tens of thousands of people coming for your spot, trying to go pro. It's not an easy thing. And stress, again, it's mental health, and stress is not a beautiful thing at all times. Sometimes, like I said, working out or going golfing or hanging out with friends, that's like the perfect thing. Staying locked in your room playing
Oh,
video
yeah.
games at all times,
No.
no, absolutely not. It's horrible. It's horrible for your mental health. I think
Yeah.
everyone just needs to find like something or that they can do outside of the video games that kind of like keeps them cool.
Yeah, for sure. When you eventually retire, what path do you want to take in life?
To be honest, I have thought about it a lot, but I still have no clue.
Oh yeah.
Part
No,
of
that's
me,
a hard question.
I wanted to go to college. When all my friends went, it was kind of upsetting. Obviously, I wouldn't trade what I have for the world, but being a normal kid and going to school, going to college, that was kind of what I wanted to do before the whole Rocket League thing came up. But now I really don't know. There's definitely an avenue I could take, which could be like going and working for Psyonix eventually, and like helping
That'd be
create,
awesome.
not create Rocket League, but helping run and make ideas
Yeah.
and do stuff content wise. I could also become a coach for Rocket League or content
Yeah,
creator
like
full time. And
Carnovi.
right.
Um,
There's a lot of things I could do. Seriously, I have no clue what I'm gonna do yet. But going to school is probably gonna be like, my parents are just like, yeah, enjoy it, but you're gonna go to school after it. So school will probably be my path after Rocket League. Yeah.
Definitely. What are tips you would give to anyone to become or wanting to become a professional Rocket League player? Just like a normal kid like me, like what are tips you would give?
Right. It's kind of, or not kind of, it is very difficult to go pro in Rocket League. Thousands of people try, hundreds of thousands of people try. It's not an easy feat. It won't happen to anyone. No matter how hard you work, it might not happen to you. And it kind of sucks, to be honest. The tips I would give to someone trying to go professional: play it for fun. At the end of the day, it's a video game, and that's kind of something we stress within our team. Like, even if we lose, guys, it's a video game. We're playing a video game for money. So try and relax, have fun with it. If you're not gonna have fun with it, you're not gonna go pro. That is the thing. I would say
Definitely.
my 3 main tips are: have fun with it, stop stressing so much about going pro, work hard, and make connections with people. Connections are the number one most important thing in Rocket League.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because obviously people like Daniel, I'm sure he
Right.
must have been putting in days
Oh
where
yeah.
he was playing for so long.
So Daniel is like one of the hardest grinders in the pro scene. Like
Oh yeah.
he was a 13, 14-year-old kid, but the reason so many people knew him is because he was always like beating the pros just in ranked, and he was making friends like along the way. Like he had so many connections at the top. Like when he turned 15 to be eligible, he had us, he had G2, he had Envy, he had Rogue, he had
Wow.
Version 1, he had Ghost, he had all of these top teams like approaching him, just because everyone knew how good he was, because 1, he grinded, and 2, he made all these connections that he needed to.
How did Daniel end up with you guys? Let me just ask that, because obviously, like, I know he declined Envy, or as Turbo
Right.
put it, he said F off, but obviously not. But like,
Yeah,
did you
so
approach him?
yeah, Daniel was someone, when we knew Sip wanted to leave, Daniel was our number one option. I mean, he's He's friends with me in Arsenal, closer with Arsenal, but he's just like, he's a funny kid. He's insane at the game.
Oh yeah.
He shares our philosophies of wanting to win really bad. And yeah, he was approached by G2, Envy, us. He was, everyone wanted him. So I think one of the main reasons he chose us, because you look at us, we finished 6th and we lost our best player. You look at G2, they finished 2nd and they kicked their worst player. You kind of think G2, right? But I think it was more of like a cultural, pick. I think he likes hanging out with me in Arsenal a lot more.
Yeah.
He likes the environment over at G2. I think his big thing is he wants to team with friends and have fun. And I think he knew that me and Arsenal were going to be that team for him.
Oh yeah, I think you guys have great energy, first of all. Like,
Yeah.
With Arsenal breaking his monitor, and then you always hear in the comm videos, like, you screaming really loudly, like, yeah, at Daniel to get them hyped, and then, like, your coach, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So, I mean, I don't think I have anything else. Would you like to add anything?
No, I mean, I really do appreciate you reaching out for this interview. I promise.
I appreciate you for doing this. This is, like, insane. I'm gonna have to go. Flex all my friends.
Yeah, you just have to show them the video. I think one thing that a lot of people or kids that want to go pro or like look up to all these players need to realize is that we're just normal people that got good at a video game. Like, no one at the top of Rocket League thinks of themselves as like a celebrity. So if you guys ever see us, or like, because I've been noticed in public quite a few times, if you guys ever see one of us or like want to talk to one of us, just reach out. We're normal people, I promise. So yeah, but thank you seriously for reaching out. It was John, my manager, was like messaging me every day. He's like, yo, come on, like, look at this email. And like, for you, a 13-year-old, to like write out such a well done email was like, that was impressive, I'll be honest. So I hope this does very good for your project.
Definitely.
All right.
I mean, thank you for taking your time to do this, of course. I just want to pitch your video idea if you ever want. Trolling in scrims.
They love the scrim videos. Yeah.
Oh, the scrim videos are the best.
Thank you for having me on, man. Seriously, thank you. I will see you next time.
Yep. Goodbye.
Peace.
Yeah.